asked is, was I nervous? And I say no, because I'm a professional speaker. The truth is, the real answer, yeah, I was pretty terrified, because it's Dragon's Den and it's designed to be terrified. They do things which I will elaborate if anyone wants to talk to me afterwards about how they make you nervous. But I'd learned one thing. I had discovered the answer to this. I'd learned how to pitch anything to anyone, and it took me about 7 years to work this out. How long have I got?
Sorry, 15 minutes.
I'll teach you in 15 minutes. So what took me 7 years, and for what a lot of you have already worked out, because I could listen to your pitches, and most of you did the first 3 of these, and 2 of you did 4. People think that the art of pitching is confidence and passion, but it's not. And you've seen people come on stage for, I'm very confident, brilliant, and do all this, and they annoy you. You think, oh, get off, I don't want to hear any more from you. The David Brents, they exist, and they're usually the guys coaching you. And I have been a bit David Brent in my time, I do. But this is the thing. You're nervous, yeah, when you speak. Earlier on, when you had to do your 30-second pitch, your nerves, a little bit worried, completely normal. People like me, the people who aren't scared of public speaking, we are weird. Our brains are not wired up right. You are a normal group of human beings responding completely normally. So, how do you deliver the perfect pitch? If it's not about confidence and passion, what is it about? It's about this one slide. This is it. If you forget everything else that I'm about to show you, just remember this. This is 90% of everything you, and I do apologize. Yeah. What is it? This sounds so great, Pete, and I'm going to miss it. And it stands out. Okay. So it's building up. I don't usually do a drum roll, but I just want you to see it. So the one thing that makes or breaks a pitch is this. What do the audience want? When you write a pitch, if you know the answer to that question, you're probably going to be fine. I want you to think of a time when you pitched and it didn't go very well. Is that because you lost your nerve and you collapsed on stage? Probably not. The reason that your pitch failed is because of this. You had defined what you wanted. So I want to do this, I want the audience to think or do this, but you hadn't focused on what your audience wants. And there was too much distance between the two. So today, for example, I tried to get you to laugh a moment ago, and a number of you did. Thank you very much. The rest of you, I'll work on you. One of the things I want to be funny, but you'll hate me presenting now. I want a serious debate, and some of you out there don't want to laugh. Some of you want me to seriously cover this issue. Maybe I want to make some sales. Hey, I'm a speaker and I'm available, and I'd love to come and do your podcast. I'd love to come to your networking event and speak for free. I want to do that. I'd love for that to come. At the end of this, someone goes, Pete, would you do my podcast? Sure, I'll do your podcast. I've got a networking event. Will you come for 10 minutes? Yeah, sure. How much are you going to charge? Nothing. I'll come and do it for the love of it. I want to do that. But for some of you, that's not on your agenda. You just might want to discuss the issues. So whether or not you enjoy the next 10 minutes isn't about what I want. It's whether I've worked out, is this something you want? If you leave this room in 10 minutes and you're happy, I got it right. You leave in 10 minutes and going, well, Pete, what an idiot. I got it wrong. Let's see. When you pitch, you've got to have some common ground. So you know what you want. The audience has got to want what you want a bit as well. There needs to be some overlap. Ideally, you choose your audiences. And a number of you, when I spoke to you, I asked, what's brought you here to this event? You chose to be here because you think your ideal audience member might be here. And if they are, you got something to sell, they want to buy it, boom, easy pitch. It's really not going to come down to your confidence, your passion. You've simply found the person who's receptive to your message. And then someone like Steve says, you've got 30 seconds to do your pitch. And that's not long enough, Steve. We don't want to do it, but it's all we've got because otherwise we'll be here all day. So I'm going to show you how you can do it in 30 seconds. Now, the 30-second pitch is known as the elevator pitch. And it has a very specific outcome. The elevator pitch has one purpose. And your pictures earlier on, whatever you think you might want to achieve, it had one purpose. And that was to get people to come and talk to you. The elevator pitch, the 30-second pitch, all you're trying to do is get one person or more in that room to come over and talk to you. That's its purpose. And if after you did those little pitches, maybe someone did come up to you afterwards, go, oh, I was really interested, your pitch succeeded. The elevator pitch, the 30-second pitch, you will not sell a product. You will not commission a service in 30 seconds, but you might have done enough to start a conversation. So this is how it's done. And I'd like you now to write your 30-second pitch. So you can do this in your head, you can do it in writing. These are the things you do. First thing you say, and interestingly enough, 65% or so of you said this. The first thing you say is, hello. Yeah, I know, radical, isn't it? It does get better, I promise you it does get better. You don't have to say hello. If you're informal, you can say hi, or howdy doody if you're weird. Whatever might be appropriate. How do you do if you're posh? How do you do? So hello is negotiable. The reason this is really important is that when we were listening to your pitches and everyone sort of stood up, there was a moment of when they're going to stop. Hello. Oh, right. And it puts your audience in the frame of mind. You're about to start speaking. Hello tells everyone, my pitch is about to start. Then you say, and everyone did this, you say who you are. You've only got 30 seconds. So 3 seconds on who you are. No one gives two hoots what your name is, even if it's Levi Roots. So in your head, how do you say who you are? And I think that's really easy. You have two names. So I'm Pete, also known as Peter the Speaker, or I'm Pete from Pet Victus. You have a name and you have a business name. So your first line is, I am from, that's it, done. Don't worry about doing anything more with that. No one cares, everyone's forgotten. Now, step 2, you say what you do. Now, this is important because nobody knows you, no one's seen you. We don't need to know the ins and outs of your VAT and exactly who you work with. Are you a blacksmith or are you a banker? Are you selling ice cream from a van or are you promoting insurance from an office? Just give us an overview. Where are you? How do we engage with you? And that's all you need to do. 4 seconds. Nobody cares on this. I would say something along the lines, I'm a speaker and I deliver innovative business skills and team games. Something like that. People now know I'm not a shepherd. That's all you need to know. I can do shepherdry freelance if anyone really needs a shepherd, by the way. Now, this is where your pitch succeeds or fails. You asked a question earlier on. What do my audience want? Give it to them. So if you understand, well, what does this audience want to hear from you? Give it them here. You explain why whatever you or what you do is awesome. Now, this doesn't mean that you brag about all your awards. You've seen people, I've won best person ever in the history of People Award 3 times in a row. You have no one know. What you want to do is give the people in the room a reason to come and talk to you. So I'm going to say, hey, I was on Dragon's Den a few years ago. I might have mentioned it. Or I might say, I'm local to Redditch. Or that I'm really interested in being a podcast guest at the moment. I'll say something where some of the audience will go, yeah, might want to talk to Pete. It could be as simple as saying that you're involved in the Battle of Evesham anniversary. That is enough to do it. And that might be, oh, did anyone Battle of Evesham? Yeah, superb. I'll come and talk to you about that later on. Because I want to talk about that. I want to hear about the Civil War, and that works as a great thing of why you're awesome. It doesn't have to be business. As long as you understand what your audience want, you give them something of value in that. This is a reason why you should come and talk to me today. Pretty much everybody did this, and then only a handful of you, a very few of you, and one of you did it retrospectively with their boots. You gotta do the thing about why should someone come and engage with you. Make it clear. You say to them what you want. To be clear. When I came up earlier on, I said, hey, if you're doing a podcast, I would love to be a podcast guest. I've made it very clear what I want to try and achieve. At the end of your pitch, tell them. Don't assume that because you've said that you have a particular service or product and you've told everyone how good your service or product is, that they'll immediately go, oh, yeah, I need that. Tell them. The usual thing that goes wrong at this point is that in a 30-second pitch, someone says, sir, if you want to buy this, you want to buy it. You go, no. no one's going to, they've never heard of you before. But what they might do is, I'd love to come and talk to you, especially. So, I would say, at the end of my pitch, I'd love to tell you more about what I do, especially if you're doing podcasting or you're looking for guests at a networking event. That defines your target audience. Because a lot of these people, as you look around this room, they're not your target audience. But a few of them are. So define it. Typically, your answer here is going to be, I'd love to talk to you more about what I do, especially. And you define it. The audience now know who you are. They understand whether you're a shepherd or a blacksmith. They've got a reason to come and talk to you. And you've told them, come and talk to me. I want to talk to you, especially if. And then we finish with 2 magic words that means my pitch is over. You finish with thank you, or informally thanks, or any Brummies in? Any Brummies in? There's no Brummies in today, are there? Usually we get this far, All right, yeah, turn on a bit if you're Brummie. So, that is the pitch. And 2 of you in this room did it exactly right from this. Exactly right, Pete? Is there a right way of doing it? Well, I give you a final piece of advice. This is not the right way to pitch. I'll tell you what it does do, though. It is the way to pitch anything to anyone. You can decide to change this up and put whatever else you want in. Sometimes the best pitch will be a guy dressed in a duck costume playing a banjo. It'll happen. You'll do none of this. You'll think, this is not the best way to pitch. But it works every single time. 100% guaranteed. Or does it? So, Gemma, you got the hat. Now, I came round earlier on with some bits of paper, and I asked a number of you to write down suggestions of things for me to pitch. If what I've shown you is right, I should be able to pitch anything, however silly it is. I've not seen these suggestions. Gemma's gone through them, sift out the rude ones. And have you got something for me to pitch? You go shout it out.
Edible sunglasses.
Edible sunglasses. Edible sunglasses, that's an interesting thing. So all I need to do is put my structure through here. Hi, my name's Pete. I'm from the alternative-to-plastic.com. We provide alternative ways of manufacturing plastic products using organic material. In our business, we can take any product that's currently made from plastic, whether it's computers or it's tires or it's Lego bricks or whatever it may be, and we can create it using a 3D printer using organic material. We would like to show you the future power of this technology by inviting you to see our sunglasses, which are made from corn flour. They feel, look, and act like normal sunglasses, but then I'll take a bite out of them and eat them. Our dependency on plastic is only there if we want it to be. With 3D tech, we can create a future that's sustainable and free from pollutants. Please come and see me, especially if you're involved in product development or brand development. My name's Pete, and I'm from the alternativesplastics.com. Thank you. Edible sunglasses. Oh, thank you. Thank you. So, some of you who are more perceptive might have noticed I was talking a load of nonsense just then. I was, but the structure works. It kind of, you're thinking, that doesn't sound too bad, actually. That sounds all right. It's not the confidence. The next one, I'm going to read, not using my normal confidence style. So, oh, but Pete, you're doing your styly thing. I won't. The next one, I'm going to read bland. I'm just trying to read the words, and we'll see if I can create the same effect just with words, and I'll tone down the performance. Shoes for fish. Hi, my name is Pete. Did you just hear what happened in this room? There was laughter. I'm from everyoneneedslaughter.com. We create products and services that automatically make people laugh. We know that by laughing, you oxygenate the blood. It improves your mood and spirit. We believe that everybody should laugh once a day. But what is there to laugh about in a world where the news is not so great? We have several products, and I would like to show you them afterwards. I can guarantee that they will give you a 95% chance of laughter. Our first are shoes for fish. they can get a laugh as much as 99%, and thank you, we see someone already going there. So you might think, I buy a pair of shoes for fish. What use after I've laughed? Well, you take that product, you pass it on to someone else who hasn't laughed that day, and you give them a laugh with a note that when they've laughed, you pass it on. We believe that laughter is infectious, and it is also the best medicine. Please come and see our funny products. And if you haven't laughed today, I guarantee you a laugh afterwards, especially if you haven't laughed today. Thank you. Okay. Should we do...
You were struggling not to be Peter at the end.
Yeah, I was. It's Peter the speaker. I was trying to tone it down a bit. Could we what? Oh, he's already on it. He's already on it. Look at that. Oh, no. The thing is, though, as soon as an audience, you're all thinking of fish puns now, aren't you?
This guy's the trainer.
Oh, no, you know, I don't do fish puns. No, that's great. No, fish puns are great. In fact, it's the next one, fish puns. If any of you follow me on LinkedIn, there's a guy, do you know Dave James, the speaker? He keeps trying to get me into bloody punning all the time. He's always talking about, if you follow our threads, always trying to get me into puns. And I end up having to try and kill him whenever I see him. But yeah, sorry. Yes, but the pitch there, really silly pitch. And here we are discussing it and we're laughing at it. The structure, it works every time. We'll do one more. And,
There's a bit of a shoe thing.
oh, okay.
Gummy bear shoes.
Gummy bear shoes. Gummy bear shoes. Okay, well, that's an interesting scenario. It sort of hits very close to a couple of ones that we've already done in terms of our shoes. So I'll try and think, the reason I'm ambling, I'm trying to think of something that's not 3D printing and not sustainability. So, hi, my name's Pete. I'm from 3D Printing Tech for Anything. You may have heard one of our earlier speakers talk about sustainability, creating 3D printed products that are sustainable. 3D printing can now create anything from any substance, whether it's glass, metal, plastic, or organic components. We will challenge you to provide us with any particular product, and we will print it up instantly. Currently, one of our challenges is that we were asked to make shoes for gummy bears. We've done it. In fact, half an hour ago, we programmed our machine. They're being 3D printed as we speak, and I'd love for you to come and see them. We'd love to show you what this technology can do, especially if your business creates or develops products and you're currently using older systems of manufacturer. Please come and see me. My name's Pete, and 3D printing for anything is the future, even shoes for gummy bears. Thank you. Okay. What is it with you guys and shoes? I mean, this is brilliant. You know, the opportunity here, these are really shoe-focused people. So it does work. It works everywhere that I've ever tried it. And of course, now is your chance to take it away. So when you have to go and have a chance to pitch, try it. Now, I've got you a handout. So on the desk, you'll find my card it's got my details on. It's not really a business card. Well, it kind of is. But on the back of it, it's got the structure. So as long as you've got that with you, you can write a pitch for anything at any particular time you would ever want to do that. I'd like to say a final thank you to all of you for coming today and being such a warm and welcoming group. And for Steve for inviting me. Give him a round of applause. The organizer never gets a round of applause. So give him that. And you can find me out there. This is what I can teach you in 10 minutes. My God, imagine what I could teach you in 1 hour. So the offer is there. My fees are not very high. If you've got a killer pitch, you've got to just get right because you've got a lot hanging on it. Get hold of me. I'm the only Peter the Speaker in the world. So as long as you know those 3 words, Google it and you'll find me. I'm also on LinkedIn. Can you just raise a hand if you're on LinkedIn? Oh, right, okay. I need all of you to find me and befriend me. And if you comment on my content, I will come back to you. But more than that, I will ask you for one thing. I do this for free, and I'm happy to help and support you guys as well at your future events. I'm going to ask for one thing. On LinkedIn, if you have the time, could you just put a 2-line review in? Just say, Pete, it's all Pete speak, and he was bloody brilliant, or whatever. You want to say just a couple of lines. If you thought...
Sorry.
But the thing is, if you thought this was a complete waste of time, recommend me to a group you really don't like. You see, and I'll go along and I'll waste their time as well. So yeah, that's really appreciated. Please find me out there. I'm just based in Redditch, so 40 minutes up the road. I'd love to come and support and help you guys. If you go to networking events, please recommend me. And if you're doing a podcast, I've got a rather weird and interesting story, which I'm sure your listeners will be interested in. So that's me. Thank you so much. And I leave you with the question that you want to ask. This is the answer to the question you're thinking about.